In this last question, we are looking at lunar orbits for a moon on Mars. So Phobos is one of the moons of Mars. It orbits in an elliptical path. So here's its elliptical path with the center of Mars at one focus. So these two dots, those are the two foci of the ellipse. Mars is at one focus. Here's the moon, and it's orbiting around Mars. And then what we want to do is we're given the major and minor axes of the orbit as 12,600 and 11,600 kilometers. So the major axis, that's the longer length of the ellipse, and then the minor axis is the shorter length of the ellipse through the center right there. And we want to find the least distance from Mars to the moon, which is called the perigee, and that is this distance right here. And then also the greatest distance, which is called the apogee. So the greatest distance from center of Mars to center of the moon, that's the apogee, which is this distance right here. And then we are going to round our answers to the nearest whole number. So the standard equation of an ellipse is x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared equals 1, where our major axis has length 2a and our minor axis has length 2b. So if you go up to the picture here, this 1200, that's the 12,600, that's the major axis. So 12,600 is our major axis, that's 2a. And then our minor axis length is the 11,600, and that is 2b. So you can divide both sides by 2, get 6,300 here and 5,800 there. That's a and b. So the a 12,600 divided by 2, 63. B is 11,600 divided by 2, which is 58. And then that lets us fill in for this equation, but we actually don't need to. What we need is we need to find the distance to the focus, which is the variable c. So in other words, the distance here from the center out to one focus, so that distance there. So that would be, let me draw that a little bit better. That would be this distance here. That's C. And then this distance here is A, because 2A is the major axis. So that means that the perigee here, distance from Mars to that edge, is going to be A minus C. And then on the right-hand side, the apogee, this much is A, and then this much is C, so the apogee is A plus C. So that's what I've got here. Perigee is A minus C, apogee is A plus C. And then the way that you find C is it's almost a Pythagorean theorem. C squared is A squared minus B squared. It's got a minus instead of a plus. So if we compute that c squared, 6,300 squared minus 5,800 squared, and then take a square root on both sides, we get 2459.7. So then your perigee is A minus C, so the 6,300 minus the 2459.7. So 3840.3, so 3840 rounded. Your apogee A plus C, 6,300 plus that 2459. 8759.7, 8760 rounded, and there are two values. So that's pretty cool. So not only can we predict the elliptical path of the moon, we can tell what the maximum minimum distance of that moon from Mars is. And we can do the same thing for the Earth. That's what you'll be doing in the exam.